Take a look at this. This was the scene at the LA Memorial Sports Arena last night, a campaign rally for Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders. And the campaign says 27,000 people showed up to hear Sanders speak. That's just one day after another 28,000 people in Portland, Oregon flocked to the Moda Center to see him, not to mention those 15,000 he drew. Drawing those record crowds. Clinton seems to think that while she can let this Bernie momentum play out unchecked, she cannot afford to let the Donald Trump reality show on the right distract from the scrutiny that should be applied to the other, more likely Republican nominees. Now, we know this because just over the last 48 hours, she's used her bully pulpit like probably never before this cycle to go after a number of leading Republican contenders.
While what Donald Trump said about Megyn Kelly is outrageous, what the rest of the Republicans are saying about all women is also outrageous. When one of their major candidates, a much younger man, the senator from Florida, says there should be no exceptions for rape and incest, that is as offensive and as troubling a comment as you can hear from a major candidate running for the presidency. So yes, I know it makes great TV. I think the guy went way overboard, offensive, outrageous, pick your adjective. But what Marco Rubio said has as much of an impact in terms of where the Republican Party is today as anybody else on that stage. And it is deeply troubling, and it should be to the press.
That was Hillary Clinton on the trail, trying to turn everyone's attention, our attention, reporters and voters alike, from Trump's rhetorical excess to Rubio's policy extremes. Clinton's also using the internet to directly confront other Republicans on policy, showing up on Jeb Bush's Twitter page to talk to him about education and student loans. And then today, she went after Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker for appearing to be delighted to slash investment in colleges in Wisconsin. And Clinton has changed her game just in the past couple days in a way that is more combative, some would argue even personal, maybe for good reason. The latest Triple P poll in Iowa shows Clinton behind in head-to-head matchups against four Republicans. That includes Ben Carson. He's 4 points ahead of her. And also Scott Walker, Mike Huckabee, and Rubio, all a point ahead of her. A new poll in New Hampshire shows similar findings. Clinton just a point or two behind Jeb Bush, Walker, and Rand Paul in these hypothetical head-to-heads. Now, will Hillary Clinton's new aggressive tactics, calling out Republicans by name on their policies and records, one right after the other, does that boost enthusiasm around her campaign? Does it improve her standing in these states where she feels she may be neck and neck with multiple Republican potential nominees? Well, joining us now is MSNBC senior editor Beth Phui, who covered Clinton's entire 2008 campaign. Good evening to you.
Hi, Ari.
This seems to be, as we're saying, a little change in the narrative and the focus coming not from her aides, not from advertisements. We see negative ads coming from the candidate. Why is that?
Well, a couple reasons. One, all of the action is on the Republican side right now. Her campaign is not generating the kind of interest, the kind of enthusiasm. Even though Bernie Sanders is getting these big crowds, he's not getting the coverage that the Republican side is. Everything's going on the Republican side. So Hillary Clinton has to step into that race if she's going to get noticed. It also helps her avoid having to get into it with Bernie Sanders, who she does not want to engage.
Right.
It allows her to focus, as she would as a general election candidate, on the likely Republican nominee. And she's figuring out who that person is. And you can read the tea leaves of who she thinks those people might be.
As you know from being out in the field, it was often said that early on in the 2008 cycle, the Clinton campaign did not see Barack Obama coming.
Right.
I think it's fair to say that they, in the 2012 cycle, along with everybody else, didn't exactly see Donald Trump coming.
Right.
What is the impact, in your view, on the Clinton candidacy to have this sideshow?
Well, again, it's the only thing anybody's talking about, so she has to get into it. She's in this funny position because she went to his wedding. We all know this now. Mm-hmm. He reminded everyone of that at the debate, and she had to take a question about that at a press avail yesterday. So if she thinks he's so outrageous, why is she going to his wedding? It's a total sideshow. So that's why she deliberately brought the whole conversation back yesterday at that press avail that you played about Rubio, and really wants to focus on him because the campaign believes, Hillary Clinton believes, that if there's going to be a nominee between Rubio and Trump, it's probably going to be Rubio. So let's pivot over to somebody who actually has a chance of winning the nomination and not the circus act of Donald Trump.
Well, and her view on women's health and rights here is that in a quieter debate, what Marco Rubio said, basically abortion should be banned in all cases,
right,
would have been a big deal or quote-unquote gaffe, and it's not getting the attention because of Trump. Is that correct? Do you
Totally,
read that right?
Absolutely. But she also, I think, saw that Rubio's performance in the debate was considered to be pretty strong. He definitely was praised by many Republicans for looking great at that debate. And to the extent anybody could stand out next to Donald Trump at that debate, he did a pretty good job. She wants to sort of squash that bug like before it grows, because Rubio on paper and in many ways in terms of performance could be a strong candidate. He's Hispanic, he's from Florida, key state. She needs to keep him down. She's also trying to keep Jeb Bush down, as we know. They've been engaging today over foreign policy. Yesterday, as you said, they were engaging around higher education, paying for bringing down the price of tuition. So she's eyeing who she thinks is probably going to be the nominee, and she does not think it's Donald Trump.
Right, and that Donald Trump, in some ways, makes some of the other folks look to have more sane temperaments by comparison. MSNBC senior editor Beth Fooey, thanks as always for joining us. Ahead, Jeb Bush is in California tonight giving an address about the war in the Middle East. Now, is this the best topic for a man trying to distinguish himself from his father and brother? We have the details just ahead.